Yeah, give thanks every time. Alright, okay, something new for today, bringing you massive value, as I would say. Going back to the agent flow. Setting up these agents. Hermes agents. Who knows what kind of agents they would morph into. I know first it was OpenClaw, then Hermes is better, and who knows what's next. I think it's all about the custom. I think I'm understanding this a lot better. Now that I actually started building it, it's a new story. So you know I'm setting it up through Hermes right now, but I'm starting to see how I can actually do better than Hermes. Like, I can build a system that's better for certain things, certain tasks, certain ways. Depends on what I'm building, depends on the workflow, and I'm starting to figure that out as I go. So, getting back to where I left off. Nothing soft. Gotta go hard every day. Even if it's just doing nothing and relaxing, I'll still go hard in what I do. So you know, it's time for something new. Building out the next agent. Got the first one done. Worked right. Took a little break for the day 100. That's right. I did not change the day on the title. So today is not 100, it's 101. Just getting started, still not done. So, gonna make sure the stream is working good everywhere it should. Alright. Title update 101. So for day 100, what I did was something a little bit different. I stopped and had an idea to build a trading bot operating system. Learned a lot from that. I got the foundation done, and a lot of it's just going to be like me working on the side, just like spare time, seeing how it works, how to make it better, and I'll bring it back on the stream once maybe probably do some videos about it too. But once it's working right, and I actually have something different than what it is right now, I'll bring it back. But the main thing is staying focused on these agents, because I can tell there's way more to understanding these agents than I first understood. And I think that it's really important that I just stay focused on building out these agents in this system right now, or these systems, and then you know, just focus on the next thing, whatever might be highest priority after that. But either way, that trading OS is very interesting. I think there's a lot of awesome stuff coming through with it. And just like everything else, I find that, you know, I have an idea how things are going to go, but once I start building, that almost always changes. And I start learning more, and other things become to make more sense. So I change the plan kind of changes on its own, and then I learn more, and I learn more. And usually, like, what I find out is a lot of the time I spent trying to plan things ahead of time, I wouldn't say it was wasted, but it just didn't really fit what I thought it would be. And that just is going to come through building. So I just got to keep building, which is what I'm getting back into. Alright, so I'm going to start up a new terminal. And I'm going to use Fable 5 for this planning part of it. See where I'm at. And we got it on high effort. That's probably good. Thinking maybe medium, but either way. Till July 7th, we got it. Up to 50% of the plan. So that kind of works out for me. They reset everybody's plan. If you didn't know, Claude Code, the subscription, reset your plan because of Fable 5. So you got extra usage. Alright. Just gotta turn Fable on. There we go. Set to Fable 5. Set as default for new sessions. Okay. Alright, I want to go back to building out these agents for this marketing workflow. And it basically, I think I was like in the middle of building out the second agent. So basically start out by letting me know where I'm at, what steps are next, and then I have some like new strategy stuff to go over with you just to make sure everything's in alignment with where I want it to be. Nope. Coming on early today. Changing up my my sleep schedule again. And nah, just go with the flow. I'm so sick of trying to go to sleep and wake up at a certain time. I feel like just go to sleep when I'm tired, wake up when I'm not tired, eat when I'm hungry, do what I gotta do when the time is right, not because it's a certain time. So let's see, how about right now, change it to the synthwave. Try this one out. Without a doubt. Seems good to me. Okay. Here we go. Fully live, fully active, Agent 1. Wait for 20 or 30. You have 3. Okay, so now that I'm using Fable 5 and I've done more research on this, basically I agree with what you say. I need to do more reps for this next agent. So, and I can do some more reps today. But I'm thinking, how about let's make sure the structure is right. And I can do more reps for like the other agents too. So we can do some reps not just for the Reddit, but we'll do some reps for X. And Whatever you think would be the next most important. But anyways, the main stuff I want to go over is just like how this all is structured. Because I know I think when I set this up originally, I did not do Fable 5. So now like going back to the planning, making sure it's all structured right, looking at the overall thing. I think I was just kind of building it out one agent at a time before. So then it would make sense that like the big picture wasn't really seen by the project. Maybe it kind of is. I'm not sure. The plan I saw seemed to be just for like plan for individual agents. But anyways, not exactly sure how this all is going to exactly play out, but I'm starting to see, you know, how it's going to make more sense to get better over time. And I'm going to copy and paste something that I did with research that's like a recommendation for like the different agents and like what they should be focused on. I know there's more to it, like this is super basic. So I'll paste that. And what I want to do is have you research to see what's the best way to structure this with a database for like all the agents, and what you think is the best way to have the data flow through to make things get better. And I'm guessing this doesn't have to be like perfect from the start. We can just get like a very kind of like idea of how it's going to be set up from the start, and then it might change over time based on what's working. But mainly like the agents should all be like focused more on like certain things, because how I was seeing it before was like, say for like if I want to get click-through rate better, and I'm doing it through like the title and the thumbnail. So if the click-through rate goes up 1 week, I can only guess that, you know, maybe it was because of the title, or maybe it was because of the thumbnail. So I have to be like more strategic on the metrics that I'm focused on, because really at first it's only like using your analysis to help me make educated guesses. And I think only time will tell. Like I will have to say like, okay, well, I think it's probably because of, you know, this change to the thumbnail. So then I can make that change. And if a few weeks later, the results show from that, then I can like much more likely feel like, okay, that was it. But I don't really know right away. So I think maybe originally the way I was looking at this project was like, it would just keep getting better each week automatically. But that might not be the case. It's like going to be some trial and error if I'm understanding this correctly. So main thing is strategy about how this is all structured, and then strategy about like what the agents are doing and how they work to get better. And I'll paste the like basic kind of like setup that I have, although this is like really basic again, and what I'm going to be doing, I want it to be as like strategic, as detailed, as custom, as like good as possible. Oh no, I clicked too early. There we go. Good thing. Whisperflow saves each transcript. Welcome to the chat. Sayor. Not sure how to say it, but either way, respect every time. Good to see you have been watching, and that's awesome that you've been paying attention for a while, and you know, just keep getting better at what I do. So thanks to you and everybody else that's always coming through with the chat at the right time. And any questions, any comments, feel free, and I'll see how I can help. How do I stay so consistent and work hard continuously? I think it's because a lot of reasons. Working on this that I enjoy doing, like I really enjoy learning this stuff. That alone, like right there, just like the challenge of it, the challenge of me figuring this stuff out and how new it is and how interesting it is, that keeps me motivated. I've been like that for a while with everything that I do. And like if I'm not doing this, I'll probably be like putting the same effort into some kind of extreme sport, and I just keep on working, because a big part of it too, I think, is knowing if I wasn't being an entrepreneur, and if I got like a employment position, I would be miserable and I would not like it. Like my brain, like I can't, if I'm following orders all day and just like doing the same thing over and over that somebody else told me to do, like I get so bored and I have no motivation or inspiration. When I'm in control of my destiny and like what I'm doing, that's major. That helps me a ton. So it's a combination of many things. And definitely give thanks to the Creator, the Most High, for giving me the inspiration, for always coming through with the next step before I'm done with the last one, and never leaving me stranded to where I don't know what to do. And always really just keeping my mind focused on providing value for other people and not making money, because it's all about being in the world, not of the world. Can't take that money with me. It's all about the journey. I'm not like, feeling like this is this big struggle and I gotta like, push myself really hard and then I can like get rich and just do nothing. It's not like that at all. Even if like someone came through today and said like, I'm gonna buy the businesses you're building right now for like $10 million, I would be thinking about the next business to start building after I took a vacation or something. But it's the journey. Can I name a few places I learned about the latest tech stuff? Do I go through documentations? Not much through documentations. Mostly I learn best through building, through actually doing. If anything, I feel like one of my faults is that I try to research things too much. And I think the main places that I learn about stuff, probably YouTube, just AI itself, just asking AI about stuff. I know a few friends that are kind of into this stuff, but I don't really know anybody who's like, developer career, that kind of thing. So a lot of it's just having the intention of what I want to build, talking to AI and seeing what other people are doing. And I'm definitely already getting at the level where like I'm building custom things that I don't see anybody else building. Respect every time. Good to see you in the chat, and always feel free. Whatever you want to see, just ask me. Alright, so got the results back. Oh yeah, it did get cut off. And this is the main thing that I thought. I thought like so much of the research I did for Hermes Agent was like YouTube videos. I couldn't really find anything else, and they hyped it up so much to make me think it was this like magic thing that got better on its own every time you used it, and it was like just super complicated and everything. And now that I actually started building it and using it, I'm like, this is way more simple than I thought. These people that I learned this from have hyped this up a ton. It's really not what they're trying to make it sound like. It's much simpler, and I can build something that's more custom and better than this for so many different reasons. But for right now, like, I wouldn't have known that until I started building it. Definitely check out LinkedIn. Looking back at the chat, connect on LinkedIn or X. I'm on both of those, so you can connect both or either or. I think both of the links should be in the YouTube description. Actually, that might be. I'm going to check that out right now because I'm not sure if I updated that. So either way, just look up my name if you don't see the link in the description. So you're saying you definitely notice that too. They're hyping up a lot of stuff, but the new products are just better than the previous versions. That's a lot of these tools that are like hyped like it's this like brand new thing that would like never existed before, but like really 90% of it was already like being done with something else, and it's just like a little bit better than before. And I think the main thing is just building and realizing what you want to build. So like Fable 5 is definitely making things easier, but I'm still hitting limitations. Like just now I was doing some research earlier, and even Fable 5 was like, I do not know what Hermes agent is. And then I tried Gemini, and Gemini's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what Hermes agent is. But then when it got to certain aspects of Hermes agent, Gemini was like wrong about stuff. And then I went back to Fable 5 and I was like, Gemini is telling me that, you know, Hermes agent can't do this certain task the way that I think it can do. Do I need to like get this extra API key to do this because I can't do it through Hermes? But then all of a sudden it's like they know about that task that Hermes can do, when earlier they didn't know what Hermes was. So jumping back in between different LLMs is major. As soon as I find an area that one LLM is really weak on, then I can go to a different LLM. Alright. Doesn't get better automatically. Basically, this is looking at like basic view of agents and some of the, I guess you could say, skills that they would have or features they would focus on, but it's going to be more than this. And kind of the way we have this workflow set up right now is there's the weekly research. It gives me ideas for 3 long form videos, and but then like after the idea, it gives me the data that I need for the videos that, you know, hopefully get better over time, so that the marketing does better. So then once I actually create the video, then it's almost like a new workflow. It goes into repurposing, And then I will create shorts, which I'm working on a system to create them better. Right now I'm using like a CapCut type program. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I should be able to rebuild it better through the project. But anyways, I'll get the shorts, and then each short has its own kind of like flow. And then there's the analytics that need to like, you know, give me the data that I can use to know how to make everything better, what I need to make better. So not quite sure like where the analytics would play into this whole kind of workflow. If it's something that needs to be looked at the start, and the end of the workflow. So then we've also got the replies. And I know replies are more important on some channels than others, but replies is almost like another workflow. So these, breaking it down into a bigger picture, we've got like the research that goes into the main ideas for the video, for the long videos. Each long video has its own workflow for repurposing on different channels, and then that's broken down into shorts, and then each short has its own workflow. Then there is the replies, and that's like its own workflow in itself. And the analytics basically feed into everything. So there will be agents. From what I understand, the best way to build this is have agents that are just focused on individual tasks, and then like agents that are managing the agents that are focused on tasks, and then maybe like one agent that just like manages everything. And I want this to be so that it is in the cloud, so that I can run anytime, even when my computer's off. One of the main things right now is like, you know, I can do this workflow on here with you, but then I have to wait for you to do the research for each step, and that's a lot of time. So if I want to set up a system, like an operating system dashboard for this, probably like once it's like the kind of like the first version of it is done and all the first agents are built, so I can like see it in the dashboard from like anywhere. And I want to also be able to work on it with you if I want, you know, which like you should be able to access everything in the database that, you know, is the main database for this project. And I'm thinking that would be more for if I'm going off something separate than what an agent is programmed to do for, like, you know, analysis. And I'm thinking that's it for like what I want to make sure is structured right now, that you get the like the idea of the big picture. So what I want you to do is let me know if you push back on anything. Let me know if you have any questions, any advice, anything at all, and we can go into like basically a planning process to make a plan for, you know, how we're gonna like structure this and wire it up so that we're doing as much as we can now to avoid any problems later that might come from being disorganized. Yeah. Yup, it worked this time. I got that extra post in. Definitely the longer whisper flow. Dumps, verbal dumps are, I gotta give it time, because I'm so used to like I'm done talking, I go and I click something else, but then when I do that, it doesn't print it out. And then that last time, Whisperflow didn't even save the whole thing in its transcript, and it got cut off and I didn't notice. So gotta be more mindful of that, be more conscious. So looking back at the chat, once I finish building the product, how do I plan on marketing the product? So that's actually what I'm doing right now. I already finished the first, well, I finished version 1 of the first business, Stackivate, First business that is monetized. So right now what I'm doing is working on the marketing, and I'm setting up systems and agents to help me with it so that I can spend as minimal time as possible only doing the things that need my input. And basically just keep making this marketing system better. So once the marketing system is set, then I can start up the next business, which I kind of already started the next business. It's just collecting data right now in the research phase. So the cost for AI up till now has been about $300 a month, and there's been some months where I've renewed HeyGen, or no, it wasn't HeyGen. It was like 11 Labs, and that was like $200 for a year. But I would say average is probably going to be about $300 a month right now, and the good thing about that is, like, as the businesses compound, the cost should pretty much stay the same. Most of these tools, they don't charge me based on like how many businesses I have. It's just like, you know, how much I use them. And I think that, like, over time, as I get more businesses, I don't think the usage will be that much more than what I'm really using right now, because for the most part, I'll just be like building one thing at a time either way. And I could definitely do it cheaper too if I had to. I could do it a lot cheaper if I had to. It'd just be a lot more work. Let's do this deep research. Maybe even multi-8, yeah. Why not? Most thorough and most tokens. Sounds good to me. It's important. Alright, so if you're still there, good speaking with you too. And welcome back anytime. Been looking into getting the standing desk treadmill. Change it from the standing desk to the walking desk. The living desk. Alright, so you know I gotta do the deep research workflow dynamic. This, hopefully it does not go past my limit. I don't think it should, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Run it. As long as it doesn't try spinning up like 100 different agents when it only needs like 10 or 20. And I don't think it's doing that anymore. I think Claude did an update. When I did dynamic workflows before, it would like always spin up 100 agents, but now it's being more efficient. It looks like it's doing that now. 3 agents done. Oh, I gotta put on auto mode. Switch up the music vibe. So if I'm understanding this correctly, doing this custom can build out the agents, and I can basically then build like a dashboard to where, like, you know, like it automatically does, like, say, like the research each week, gets done with the research. I go on the dashboard. Basically, like, I would click something like, okay, I read it, you know, generate the ideas. Then I could, like, click on my dashboard to, like, pick which ideas I want. And, like, each time I manually click that I, like, finish a step, the next agent could be, like, fired off in the cloud to do whatever it needs to do. And then, I just need to, like, go on my dashboard, click, like, okay, I've done this, I've picked this, and I could operate this entire system of agents through my dashboard while they're operating in the cloud, doing their jobs, what they're supposed to do. So how about the database? Help me understand this, because over time, like, a lot of data should be adding up. Is there like a limit, like, to how much data can be stored in a specific schema or on the database in general? Does having a ton of data slow it down or anything like that? Is there anything I should be, like, conscious of when it comes to how much information is being stored on these databases? Databases. This is much better than a 100 agent dynamic workflow. Definitely worth the risk. Thought it was super cool when I first started using dynamic workflows, and it was like we just spawned up 100 different agents. I was like, no way, that's awesome. Then I saw how much usage. Let me check the usage right now even. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. It looks like my 5-hour window just reset. Fable has its own usage monitor, but I'm good. Like, I gotta use Fable as much as I can before they take it away in a week. And I had that exact same intuition like 2 weeks ago. And that did not work out too well. So I just gotta use it as much as I can right now and hope that it's still around in 2 weeks or a week. So basically, like, my database system can technically scale up to 60 terabytes of data. But the Pro tier only gives you 8 gigabytes, and then you have to pay as you go everything over that. It sounds very strange. 12 cents per extra gigabyte, so I don't know, is it like 100 gigabytes in a terabyte or 1,000 or something? But either way, just means I gotta just store data. Because if it was just text, I don't think that that's gonna be an issue. And it doesn't slow down because of having too much data, it slows down because of how AI reads it. Imagine if my agent wakes up and says, go read every single past run in the database to see what the human liked. I am the human. The agent. I was just talking to my agent. My agent calls me the human. I think it might be done. Almost. Must be synthesizing still. 16 agents. Barely used any tokens. Not even 1 million. This is Fable 5. Welcome back to the chat. C Films. Doing all right today. How about you? Hopefully you're doing good. Sure you've been making a lot of progress as usual. And I'm back to working on these agents. Turn into Hermes agents. And some custom. I think now it's going to be more a mix of custom agents and Hermes agents. Good to hear you're doing great as always. C Film's website going well, getting better every day. Looks like this is done. All right, yep. And the stock analysis project is going great. Okay, I was thinking that was like part of C Films. Because I remember you mentioned before about having stocks in the C Film site. But looks like that's a separate project. And that sounds like probably that would make more sense. That the stocks and the C Films are kind of a different thing. And I'll definitely keep you updated on that trading operating system that I was building, to see if whatever data I can get from that maybe can help you, and we can reason about what kind of data you get, and maybe that'll help the system that I'm building. So basically the foundation is set on that trading operating system. I just gotta kind of like start using it and making it better, and keep my main focus on building out these agents to agentitize the marketing system. But hopefully by the time I'm done with this, I can just like work in the background a little bit here and there on that trading operating system, and then I can get it better and I can bring it back on the stream and go from there. You notice percent changes are better to compare stocks than dollar changes. Oh, definitely. Most definitely. I mean, part of it, like, you don't have to figure it out in your head. Like a dollar change on one stock might be like 10%, and a dollar change on another stock might not even be 1%. And percentage is kind of the baseline, especially stocks that it's pretty rare that they're going to move over like 1 or 2% in a day. So then you can see, if a stock moved like 5% one day, then like something's probably going on with news with the stock, and you can like look into it more. And welcome to the chat, Half is Coder. Respect every time. How am I automating the marketing system? Well, I'm reading about that right now. I'm just doing it. I'm just building out agents. So, building out custom agents, Hermes agents, and custom, and just gotta train them to get better over time. For question number 1, 3 videos a week. I strongly believe I can do within the time budget for each week. And if for some reason some week I'm spread thin, I could do 2, but I want to plan for 3. Question number 2. I'm not really sure what you're asking. You're saying, is a 10-minute video of decision logging acceptable forever? Or trim routine logging to title and thumbnail only? Can you like either rephrase this or give me more context of what you're talking about, because I really do not understand. Looks like there's maybe even 2 questions for number 2. All right, number 3. If a title hypothesis feels urgent while a thumbnail test is running, which one waits? One must wait. So I'm not sure exactly. Explain more. What is a title hypothesis? And what is a thumbnail test? Are these like different agents that are working on both these things? I'm guessing it's the same agent that's doing both of these, because one has to wait. Help me understand this better. Question number 4. Which Google account should own the YouTube OAuth app? I'm not sure. I will have to get back to you on that. I had an issue with my main Google business account, where I found out I shouldn't have set the YouTube channel up on the business account. So I got to change it to a different account that's not a business account. So for now, just take a note that I got to change that account, and I'll get back to you when I know the exact account for the YouTube OAuth, and I'll hook that up in the project. Number 5, commit to a 2-minute daily 24-hour check entry, or skip 24-hour windows until the analytics agent exists. This one I'm confused on too. So you're talking about a 24-hour check entry? What is that? And what are 24-hour windows? Is this just mean an agent that runs all the time? Like, would make sense for agent that's doing replies, because it's like constantly running to find replies. And even then, like, maybe a workaround would just to have it like do a scan once every hour or something like that. But help me understand this better. And then question number 6. When does Ideaslog MD retire in favor of the videos table? So, explain to me more about what Ideaslog MD is and what is the videos table. But I'm thinking what it is like, that is basically like training. The Ideaslog MD is like ideas to make the videos better. And then when the videos get better and they're consistent, then maybe I don't need that anymore. Let me know if I'm understanding this correctly, and if not, explain it to me better. So there's one more thing. Welcome back to the chat, Jobby D. What is up, bro? Every time, respect. Here early today, no doubt. Changing up my sleep schedule a little bit. Had some appointments early in the morning. And now it's storming outside, so coming inside early today. Day 101 and going. Commitment is real. Yes, it is. And I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like Day 1 to 100 was like phase 1, just kind of like getting in the flow. And now it's really like, you know, picking up the speed and taking it to a different level, taking it more to a pro level. You know, we're all just kind of learning this stuff as we go. I feel like you have more of a background in this kind of technology than I do, but still, I mean, a lot of this is just kind of like trial and error, like trying to figure it out ourselves. And I feel like I've pretty much figured out like the foundational stuff. Although I was pretty wrong about how Hermes agent worked and how like different AI agents work. And now that I'm building them out, I'm learning really quick. Oh yeah, so I was looking at the other thing I wanted to say from definitely each one teach one. And then Fable 5 is definitely back in the trending tech. And I definitely feel like you know, in a way it was like not so good that Fable 5 got taken, but I think now that it's back, like I do notice like it's a little bit better. It's not like I want to say as reckless. Like first thing I noticed was like before when I ran Fable 5 with the dynamic workflow, it would just automatically try to spin up like 100 agents every time. And I just did another dynamic workflow and it spun up like 12 agents, which was like all that it needed. I feel like it was like trying to do too much before, and now it's like more conservative to where it like doesn't burn tokens unnecessarily like it did before. Fable 5 feels more like an Opus 5. That's what I think. I was kind of confused even when they came out with it. I'm like, why don't they just call it like Opus 4.9 or Opus 5? But I think it's because of the mythos thing, from what I understand. But either way, it does definitely feel like the next level. Like it's not like an upgrade to the 4. It's like the new should be 5. So Starden or Staradin, respect every time. Pick up yourself. Hope you're doing good. Now there is a modification. Did I learn more about the programming part of the script? Not really sure what you're asking. Could you be more specific? What modification are you talking about, and what script are you talking about? Javi had high expectations with the design area, and it's been lacking so far. GPT's still better for you on design. That's what I've seen too, and I definitely know what you mean. High expectations. It seems like everything on social about this tech is really hyping it up. And after I watch a video or like read something on X, something sounds like it's like a certain way, and then I actually go like use it or build it, and it's very different from the way that it was like hyped up. GPT Soul 5.6. You hope kicks its butt, no doubt. It's gonna keep getting better. I feel like for how good Fable 5 is right now, you know, think about like even 2 or 3 months from now, Fable 5 is gonna be like frustrating because the newer models are gonna be so much better. And it's gonna be interesting, like how good does this stuff get to where like I feel like you're still gonna need that human in the loop, because like the better it gets, the more it can do, the more difficult it's gonna be to find an error, I think. But we'll see. Only time will tell. You had 24 agents working in the last 48 hours, and you're already 4% away from hitting your max. So token usage is still a huge issue. So you must go through quick then, because that was... Did you not get your usage reset? I think it was yesterday. It might have been the day before, but like I got the email from Anthropic, and they said because Fable 5 just came out and it's only here for a certain amount of time, we're gonna refresh everybody's usage levels. So I've got a lot. My usage levels reset usually, like I think it's Friday or Saturday. So I just got reset, and then it's gonna reset again in like a day or two. So I got a lot of usage. It kind of worked out good. So I got a lot of usage to use, and then it'll refresh, and then I'll have a lot more to use. So I'm trying to definitely get as much done with Fable 5 as I can before, I think it's the 7th. It was July 7th that then it's all going to be API paper token. And your issue is with errors and loops. Why the heck did it do it in the first place? Do it, I think you mean like, why did it make an error in the first place? And I have ran a few loops. So definitely errors. Seems like even Fable still has errors. You got the reset, and your 50% Fable usage is almost at 100. Mine's at like, I think like 15% since the reset, and I've been using it like pretty much all the time. But I think most of my usage has been like planning. I was doing some research, and what I was told was that basically like I should try using Fable 5 just for like the planning and creating like a plan MD or like a PRD in different documents, and then for the actual build to use like 4.8. So I'm not sure, you know, it's not enough time that I can like notice any difference, but I think right now it's kind of like my like flow is like plan with Fable 5, build with Opus 4.8, and then do audits and bug fixes, or do the audit with Fable 5 and then fix the bugs with 4.8. They don't give you all of the usage for Fable. That's what I heard. I don't understand too. It's weird how they put it, like you got Fable usage and then you got regular usage. My regular usage is at like 10 and Fable's at like 15, so that would make sense. That Fable, once my regular usage hits 50%, then Fable will be at 100%, if I'm understanding it correctly. So looking back at Staradin, after writing the code, complications arise, such as updating the data within the same code, because we have a problem with mastering better programming syntax. This is true. And going back to seeing how this fits into what you were saying earlier. Modification. Now there's a modification. Did I learn more about the programming part of the script? Definitely. I'm definitely like learning more about programming pretty much every day. Especially while I'm building. When Claude's cooking, I will do research on terms and like new tech and stuff like that, and different programming like best practices. But the good thing to know is that, I mean, just being someone who doesn't have a background in this kind of tech, in programming and coding, I definitely have noticed the upgrading quality of the new models, of the different models since they came out. So I'm feeling like, you know, a lot of issues that people were telling me I was going to have when I first started this were like greatly minimized, if not gone, because Fable 5 and like these newer models are so much better at doing things that I couldn't catch before as easy. And then, you know, every time I catch something like that, then I can do more research on it, and I can become more aware of it and become aware of like what caused these problems, and just continual improvement. So Javi's saying using Fable 5 for design, Sonnet 5 for coding, Opus 4.8 for orchestrating. That sounds like a good mix. And I should use Fable 5 for design more. What do you think? Have you noticed anything so far with how Fable 5 is better for design? Like certain things I should focus on with Fable 5 with design stuff. I did use it for Stackivate. That was one thing I used Fable 5 in like the 2 days we had it before. And I used it with, I guess it is Claude. So I got images from GPT, and then I put them into Claude, and then I had Fable 5 use the images to do certain parts. But I would have to say it was like, from using Claude Design, maybe like, I don't know, a couple weeks before Fable 5 came out, and then like trying to do an upgrade with Fable 5, it was better, but like maybe, I don't know, 10 to 20% better. But then again, I'm probably not the best judge of like design stuff, because a good friend of mine is like career and has been his career for a long time for design. And he would like explain stuff to me about like design structure and stuff like that. And it was just not something that I really like understood the best and was the most like interested in learning. So I know like there's a lot to design, and like designing good things and layout and coloring and just all kinds of stuff. After reading back over the first part of this result, I do not see anything that I didn't answer with those questions. So go ahead, let me know what you think, and clarify the questions that I had. Probably going to be more questions, but that's okay. And any advice, anything else at all, feel free. Looking back at the chat, you have not been able to get it to cook on design like others so far. Okay, so you're not really seeing where it's better. And I think the main thing when I used it for design was that like the Claude image that I put in helped it the most. I was trying to do like not animated, that's not the right word, but like design where like something moves. I can't remember what that's called in design terminology. But basically, I was doing more research on that because Fable 5, I was really like underwhelmed, or I was really not impressed with like what it did. And basically I, from the research, was saying look into Higgs field, that I should try using Higgs field with design, especially for any kind of like visual like logo or anything that's going to be like moving around. So I got to try that Higgs field. This is like maybe the second or third time I've heard of using Higgs field for like a different use case. C Films asking about GIF. Not sure what you're asking about. GIFF. And Motion Web GL. Never heard of that one. I'm gonna take a note of that right now. Research Motion Web GL for design, video, whatever its use cases are. Oh, was I trying to make a GIF? Oh, I know what you mean. Okay. No, I was just trying to make an animated, part on my, or I keep saying animated, but that's not, I know that's not the right word. Like a visual part that moves around, like on my homepage for my website. And it was not working like I thought it would. So it'd be nice to find a better way. But also at the end of the day, like that's, you know, I've got a lot more important things to do that will be much more valuable when it comes to getting users on the project. But that is definitely on my list of things to do. And that would be interesting to make some GIFs sometime, just like for fun. That's probably like good for getting my design skills better.
The passion takes over, infecting your
On Pretzel Rocks.
you lose control.
Don't know what you heard about me. Oh, it just starts with Q2. Awesome. To answer Q2, I think that having more rows is better, especially at the start. I think it's better to start with like more rows and logging more data. And then over time, maybe I see that something is redundant or not necessary and I could drop it. But I would rather start doing more. And I think that would be kind of like the answer to pretty much any question, especially with like what I would log in the database. is I think it's better to start with more. It'll take more time in the beginning stages, but I think it'll lead to better results. And over time, it will end up with cutting away what is not necessary. So now for question 3. I understand this much better now, and I agree with you that I think the thumbnail is probably more important for what's going to work better. So make the thumbnail the priority and the title second priority behind the thumbnail. And I really like that idea of trying out the split testing that YouTube has. I've never used that before. I've done split testing before. I understand what it is from a marketing perspective, but I've never done the actual YouTube one. So essentially then that would change it so that with every video I'd be creating 2 different thumbnails. Oh, I see. For the question about the 24-hour checks, let's include them from the start. If over time they seem like they're not doing much, or they're not necessary, or are too much of a hassle, then I will get rid of them. But let's start them from the beginning. Another thing I just remembered too is I'm not too sure like how to clone stuff, but whenever this is implemented and done, I'd like to be able to like clone it and essentially apply it to a new business, but still be able to customize it based on that business, if that makes sense. And I'm just telling you this now because I don't know if that changes how it's being built, but I don't want to like compromise on any of the things that we're planning on having it do to like facilitate that issue, if that makes sense. I will go with your recommendation about the video document. So basically, like as soon as the migration lands and we start working with that part of the process, it's already going to transfer all the ideas we already had, and it will just continue to store everything in the database for those ideas for the video. So everything sounds good to me. Let's do this build, and then after we're done with that build, we can do the Reddit and X sessions for the replies, for the reps, putting in the reps. I don't want to run them in parallel because I want to watch what is going on and see what is being done. Got to watch Fable 5. I noticed it's like a little bit slower too. And okay, I was about to say I forgot what effort it is, but it's on high effort. Awesome. Alright, so now I'm wondering about like Notebook LM. I mean, from what I understand, that's about storing like, you know, like bigger pieces of data, kind of what you're talking about in storage buckets. So, explain to me the difference between storing something in a storage bucket versus Notebook LM. Maybe it's better to store those kind of bigger pieces of data in both. Explain to me when I should be putting something in a storage bucket versus Notebook LM. Anything else you can think of to help me understand this better? I'll be back. Welcome to the chat, Pylord. I'm glad that you are laughing. I'm glad that I'm able to provide value in the method of entertainment. Even if people don't understand what I'm trying to do, that's fine with me. What do you think of the people who understood nothing about code and vibe coded businesses that have generated like insane amounts of money and have been massively successful? It is I, the human. The more I start to understand tech, the more I find myself just like saying tech terms, like just out doing like random things. And I really like how AI refers to me as the human. I'm gonna start referring to people as the human, especially if I don't know a person's name. I'm like, just in a random social setting, I'll be like, so this human over here, got some data for the human. I'm just waiting for the human to analyze the data. Just got an offer from this company. It was like Note GBT. And they wanted me to basically try out their Note GBT product. And it's like a little recorder that you just like walk around and record everything, and then it goes into your notes. And I was just wondering if anybody has heard about this. I think I've heard some different variations, but Note GBT, I don't think it was associated with OpenAI. I think they just called it Note GBT. And Star. Asking what programming language do I prefer to use? So I've used different programming languages on different projects. I would have to say right now it's whatever fits the project the best. So, and you're asking me like the advertised best or the one guided by artificial intelligence. So, from what I understand, every coding language pretty much can be guided by artificial intelligence, or every programming language. So, I guess I don't really understand what you mean. But for the most part, like, this marketing dashboard is in Python. And then I've used like next.js. I think the first programming language that I studied was C. I think it's like C+. But you know, still learning and still just trying out different languages. People kept recommending me to try this the Ruby language. And I kept trying Ruby, but like everything I was building, I was being advised that Ruby was not a good language for that, and that I shouldn't just like build something with Ruby that shouldn't be built with Ruby just to build something with Ruby, that I should just wait till I have an actual use case for that. So, Heartbright, welcome to the chat. You're building your project right now, trying to run benchmarks, so you came looking for a tutorial video. And call the vibe. Respect every time. So I'm building out right now agents, Hermes agents, and then like custom versions of Hermes agents. Basically for the marketing system that I built for my first app that I just released version 1 of about, I don't know, a month ago. But originally, like, what I got into vibe coding for was to build business systems. And I did have some app ideas, but mostly, like, as an entrepreneur background, I got into this looking to design my own custom systems for my businesses. That's like way better than using like HubSpot CRM or something like that. That's just like one size fits all. And favorite part is the more I build, the better I get, and the more I realize what's possible. And everything just keeps getting better. So Heartbright builds security software. Headaches launching it. Exactly. Nothing I built has been perfect from the start. And the more perfect I try to like plan things and make it be before I start, I've learned that build fast, fail fast. That's the best learning. Just start building, and things like even with minimal research, when you build it out, or at least I should speak like when I build something out, it might not make sense at first, and I feel like, oh, I should have done more research. Like I don't understand what this is, but that's how I learn. That's how I personally learn the best. So I make mistakes. And then I research like why that happened. Why didn't this turn out like I wanted it to turn out? And by doing that kind of research, it almost always leads to me ending up making something that's way better than I ever like visioned at first. And it's because that I made mistakes and that I did the research on like why it happened and like what's possible and how to do it better next time. So then I just keep building and building like one project and just keep building it out. Balancing that with like for like a marketing system, learning that not trying to build features that I'm not using yet. So like just building out the first feature and using it and making sure it's working the way I want it to work, and then build out the next system. When I first started building, I would try to like build out a whole system at first. And I would find that over time, it wouldn't make sense because like once I got like maybe stage level 1 or level 2 working right, it changed how like level 5 would end up working. So I've definitely learned a lot just by building. I also noticed how Claude fixed its like structuring problem. So whenever it print out schemas for me to copy and paste into my database, just the way they formatted it, it wouldn't run right. And I would have to like run it through a different LLM to have it structured and formatted right. But that problem is gone. It's like it still looks the same way, but then when I copy and paste it, it like pastes the way I feel like it should, and not this like weird mixed up way that it used to be. I got success on both the migrations. Looking back at the chat, Star is saying Python for data science, the C, C++, Rust for computer engine, and Java and Rupee for internet. That's what you know about the project, but you're not a software expert. I think that basically is kind of what I understood about it. Definitely, like the main reason for Python for this marketing project is the amount of data that it's storing. Rust is, I think, one that it sounds like once the project gets bigger, I'd want to reformat, if that's the correct word. I'm thinking it's not. I feel like there's another word that sounds like something to change it to Rust. Restructure. No, I don't think that's it either. So, and then Heartbright just subscribed. Respect every time. Thank you for that. My LinkedIn handle. You're on YouTube, so the LinkedIn link should be in the YouTube description. But basically, just look up my name, Nate Needham, on LinkedIn, and you will see me with the banner with the mountains behind. So that's you'll know it's me, and that sounds good. We can definitely talk on LinkedIn and build great things and provide a lot of value to the world. So that is the goal. Burnt out all your tokens, so using Composer 2.5 on Cursor. I actually just got an email saying right now Cursor's 70% off. If I wanted to try it again, because I used it like when I first started. But now I understand there's been a lot of upgrades and Cursor's a lot better. And I think they were mainly, the email was mainly recommending that I try Cursor, I think it was 3.0. So I'm not sure if that's like the newest version of Cursor. But that is good to hear that it is a good fallback for if you do run out of tokens to switch to Cursor. I don't think I've ever had that issue. Or no, I have just on the like 5-hour windows, but not like the weekly token usage rates. And greetings, Freedom every time, Freedom DAO. Respect. Welcome to the chat. Welcome back. I'm like wondering if this froze on me or something. Oh, that's right. I think because it has to wait. It couldn't backfill until I told it. Alright. That makes sense. Applied. That makes sense. I had to hook up those new schemas in the database and tell it that I was hooked up before I could do this last step. I was just reading about like when to use Notebook LM versus like a database for different things. And for the most part, it's either or. It was just saying like the main branding information should be in Notebook LM and the database, which makes sense. That is definitely a good idea. Getting some sleep after all that coffee. And I've definitely took a little break from coffee today. Didn't have as much as usual. But I definitely know what you mean. So either way, yeah, good to see you. Good talking, and sending the good luck back to you too. And productivity. Keep making the progress every day in some type of way, and you'll get to where you want to be. I like looking at X. So many people are talking that like, oh, Bitcoin just hit $62,000. It's like it has been around that range for like I feel like 6 months now. But people still talking like it just like did something brand new. We got new X account, so it's still not very good at like showing me the stuff I want to see. It's like trying to show me all this like political stuff and like just random stuff that I have to kind of slowly filter out by putting in the right topics and things. Alright, here we go. Done and verified. The first 3 videos have not gone up on YouTube yet. I've got to get YouTube set up on a different account first. That was kind of a setback, but that should be within like a day or two. So go ahead, commit and push everything. And I'm kind of confused about what you mean by the second railway service. So is this basically just like setting up the railway like I did for the first agent? So I would like set up a new, I guess service would be the word if I'm understanding this right, for the second agent that we do. So help me understand this stuff better after you're done committing and pushing. And then you can help me walk through the railway part. Yeah. So many finance people on social media, like Bitcoin or this stock or whatever, is doing exactly what I expected. And it's like, okay. I mean, it's been in the same range since like February. So like, why is that surprising? I mean, definitely looking good though. How it's like, I feel like it wanted to go down to find a new level, like below the range we were in, but it got rejected. So, I would be more surprised if it broke down out of this range than up, but, time will tell. Not trying to predict the market, just react to it. Alright, so this new health checks IO. I don't understand that very well. I gotta look that one up. I was recommended to use healthchecks.io. What is that? What does it do? It's the dead man switch or a heartbeat monitor. If your script runs successfully, it sends you an email or drops data in Supabase. But what happens if Railway suffers an outage? Your code hits a breaking bug, or your open router API key runs out of funds? The answer is nothing. Nothing happens. So this health IO that's why I need an API key. So that way I can track if something is wrong and notify me. I get it now. I would have to say, all these tasks now are not building. It's just like hooking things up. And then I've got a little bit of marketing to do. And I think that I'm just gonna call it early today. Usually I stream longer, but for today, I feel like this is a good place to stop, because it's gonna probably be another hour or two of just like doing stuff on with like API keys and stuff that I wouldn't be able to show for security, obviously, on the stream. So I'm thinking I'm gonna call it for today. So give thanks every time. Whatever's on your mind, just focus on the positive. Stay focused. You'll go further. So another day, another flow. Meeting new people, building new things as I go. Happy to say that it has been a good day so far. So that is it. Respect every time. Don't worry your mind about anything. Peace and love and joy is all I'm trying to bring. So, until next time, give thanks every time.